Hello, I'm Yagimoto, and this is my top 5 favorite Pokemon legendaries. At number 5 is Kyogre. Kyogre is one of my favorite water types. My favorite water type. Sorry. I like it because it's actually, I like how it's like a whale, but it's barely bigger than a whale if you watch the J-Wits. It's barely bigger than it's smaller than a whale actually, and not to mention I like how it's a rival to Groudon, but personally some people might like Groudon better, but between those two, I like Kyogre better. I always wanted to catch a Kyogre, but I never get the chance to. So yeah, I might be filling my Pokédex. But first I want to complete the game so that I can fill the Pokédex, and then I'll show it on my channel, me filling Pokédex. At number 4 is Mewtwo. Mewtwo is really cool because he is psychic, and pretty much he can use every move. And before Arceus came, he was like a god in the Pokemon world. Yeah, that's what he was like. I mean, he even beat Mew. But it took both Mew and the most powerful Pikachu in the world just to beat it. Personally, I think that's pretty good. Not to mention, it's the hardest Pokemon to catch. At number 3 is Ninetales. Ninetales is a good Pokemon because when I said that I like other fire types, this is what I meant. I like Ninetales because I'm a fan of ninjas. I like Naruto. I read the manga, which is sadly coming to an end. It actually reminds me of Naruto's Kurama Ninetales. And also, I remember when I was playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon that I had to find Ninetales. That was awesome. At number 2 is Lucario. And I bet some of you guys think, what? Lucario? But Lucario's not a legendary Pokemon. He's a normal Pokemon which everyone can catch. Well, I don't mean every Lucario. I mean the Lucario which was from a movie. The Lucario which went blind, but could see with the power of aura. Could see with its aura. And man, that Lucario. Ever since that day, Lucario became my favorite Pokemon. Ever since I watched that movie. Man, that was awesome. But Lucario, I had to give others a chance because they were coming up on number 1 on all my Pokemon lists. Well, except for my least favorite ones. At number 1 is Victini. I mean, what? I thought you picked like Groudon or something. Or like, I thought you picked Poison since he's the only legendary. Since he's one of the only legendaries which can evolve. Well, no, I like Victini because he came in one of my favorite generations, Pokemon Black and White. Not to mention, he was in one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite Pokemon movies, and I just like how he has this little V on his head, and also how he looks and his big eyes. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, I'm Yukimoto. Like, comment, subscribe. As you see what it says, subscribe now. I will see you next time. Oh, and there's not a link to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.